Hey everyone, my name is Madhvi. Today I am going to tell you a story of Bhangarh Fort in Rajasthan, which is said to be the most haunted places in India, with lots of spooky tales and myths behind it. Here is all you need to know about Bhangarh Fort. The haunted fort at Bhangarh is situated in Alwar district of Rajasthan between Delhi and Jaipur. It adjoins the famed Sariska Tiger Reserve and is about 220 kilometers from Delhi. The imposing fort was built in the 17th century and has the dubious distinction of being called and the most haunted place in the country. There have been numerous sightings of the ghost and the similar abnormal paranormal happenings over the past 2 centuries. So much so that locals are scared to death of the place and the nearest villages are quite far away. The ruins exude the uncanny aura plainly felt by anyone who visits it. If you're planning to visit Bhangarh, then the best time to visit Bhangarh Fort would be during winter from November to February. Try to avoid weekends, public holidays, as it will be a lot more crowded with the local tourists. By the order of ASI, the fort is open only 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Now we talk about how to reach. The closest airport is Jaipur International Airport. The closest train stations are Bhankari and Dosa. You can also take a train to Alwar and go by road. Driving is the most scenic and adventurous way to visit. If you can't drive or opting for a budget trip, you can catch a local buses to the nearest villages. Please note that local buses don't go all the way till the entrance. The nearest village is Gola Ka Bus. Jaipur is about 90 kilometers away, and the best option to stay as well is Delhi, which is 220 kilometers away. Bhangarh can be done as a day trip from either place. A virtual tour inside the fort, proceeding into the ruins and the past ramparts and the imposing main gate. One can find remains of the temples and the several places or havelis. There are several more points of the entry inside the fort, known as Delhi Gate, Ajmeri Gate, Fulvari Gate, and Lahori Gate. At the main entrance, you will find remains of the Hanuman Temple and Gopinath Temple. The Gopinath Temple is a raised plinth and was built from yellow sandstone and is the biggest one there. You can see superb stone carvings. The exquisite craftsmanship would have been required to create it. There is also a temple dedicated to Mangala Devi and Ganesh. A priest residence and even a bazaar and dance palace are located in the fort premises, but of course in the ruins. You can also find the magnificent banyan trees growing from the shrivix in the broken walls. The place is littered with broken stones and masonry. But there is a Someshwar temple which survives mostly intact till this day. Now we discuss the history of the fort. The fort Bhangarh was constructed in 1573 AD by Raja Bhagwant Das, the ruler of the Amer from Kachwaha. His elder brother Man Singh was a well-reputed general under Emperor Akbar and known as one of the most Akbar's Navratans. Bhagwant Das built the Bhangarh fort for his son Madho Singh. Madho Singh fought many wars besides his father and uncle. After his demise, his son Chhatar Singh became the next ruler. The kingdom declined during the violent death of Chhatar Singh, and the famine of 1783 caused the town to become deserted and it fell into the ruins. Then they came the legions, which survive till today and provide an otherworldly atmosphere. Legends and myths of Bhangarh Fort. There are real there are in reality two legends about the fort and the spirits haunting it. Most of these can be heard and from local guides in slightly twisted narrative. It is difficult to make out which are the correct or more accurate versions, but we try and present the stories as they told today. According to the first legend, King Madho Singh had to request permission from the ascetic named Balunath to expand the periphery of the fort. Balunath lived in a nearby cave. The sadhu made the king promise that the shadows of the fortress would never disturb his meditation or touch his cave. Madho Singh tried to follow the dictum, but it was not able to do so because as the sun shifted south in the winter, the shadow grew longer and touched Balunath's cave. Woken from his deep meditation, the tantrik issued a curse that the town and its people would never be able to put another roof in the vicinity. Even today, there is a new construction, the roof collapse. The other story speaks about the gorgeous Princess Ranavati of Bhangarh, the daughter of Chhatar Singh. Her beauty was said to be unparalleled throughout the land. She was well liked but had a stepbrother, Ajab Singh, who was much hated due to his evil temperament. The story of her beauty had spread far and wide, and she had the attention of many wealthy and powerful suitors. Near the fort lived a tantrik named Singhia, a man well versed in the black arts who fell deeply in love with Ranavati. He knew in his heart that the princess would never be attracted to him and tried many times in vain to cast a magical spell over her. One day he came upon a Ranapati's maid buying perfume at the village. He cast his spell on the scent so that if she used it, she would fall in love with him. Ranavati came to know that this was a furious thing. In her anger, she threw the bottle out of her window and struck the tantrik. Another popular version is this: the she threw the boulder and which rolled and subsequently crushed the tantrik. He died due to injury, but before his death, he cursed Chhatar Singh's family and local inhabitants. The following year, Ranavati was killed along with other inhabitants when the fort was attacked by invading Mughals. Folklore says that the soul of the tantrik still searches for Ranavati in the ruins at night.